Imagine an anime where the formerly powerless main character gains the ultimate power, but breaks himself whenever he uses it. That describes the show we'll be recapping today, My Hero Academia. Episode 1. Young Izuku Midoriya was beat up by his friend Katsugi Bakugo and mocked for being quirkless. Midoriya narrated how the world had become a superhuman society with up to 99% of people possessing powers called quirks, and how heroism had become a popular profession. On his way to school, Izuku watched and admired heroes as they did their hero work. During class at Izuku's school, the teacher brings up the topic of the student's desired life course. Bakugo reveals his intention to join the hero course of UA High and become a hero that surpasses the #1 hero, All Might. The teacher reveals Izuku had a similar goal, and this makes Bakugo bully him, and even burn his notebook. Izuku remembers how he admired All Might's heroism, and how shattered he got when the doctor revealed he was quirkless. On his way home, he gets attacked by a sludge villain, and All Might saves him with a Texas Smash. Anyways, Izuku refuses to let go of his idol as he jumped away, and on a rooftop, he asked All Might if he could become a hero like him without a quirk. Episode 2. Bakugo's way home, he gets attacked by the sludge villain. Meanwhile, as Izuku explains his dream to All Might on the roof, the hero reaches his limit and deflates into a skinny form. Izuku naturally got shocked, and All Might shows him a serious injury that causes this limitation. All Might tells Izuku he can't be a quirkless hero as it has a lot of risks, and he soon notices the sludge villain he captured had escaped. The sludge villain, holding Bakugo hostage, was causing a ruckus, and the surrounding heroes, including All Might, couldn't do anything. As Izuku realizes it's Bakugo, he rushes in and desperately tries to save him. When the villain attacks him, All Might intercepts in his muscular form and blows it away with a Detroit Smash that literally changed the weather. Come to think of it, All Might's power-up kinda works like an erection. His big moves are literally called smashes. Anyways, much later, All Might met Izuku on his way home, praised the kid for his bravery, and tells him that he can be a hero. This literally left Izuku in tears. Episode 3. All Might tells Izuku that he's worthy of inheriting his power, one for all, due to the heroism he displayed earlier. All Might trains Izuku for 10 months in order to prepare his body for the one for all, as well as the UA entrance exams, by making him clear the Takoba Seaside Bay of its heavy trash. Izuku's body got more muscular after that training period, and a few hours to the UA entrance exam, All Might makes him eat a piece of his hair in order to inherit the power through his DNA. At the UA exam site, Deku meets a cute girl who saves him from falling with her anti-gravity power and wishes him good luck. Our boy just gained a power a few hours ago, and girls are already pulling up. Maybe we should all eat a hair for muscular guys. Later on, the hero, Present Mike, explains the nature of the practical exam, which was basically destroying robots to earn points, and Izuku gets motivated to give it his all. Episode 4. Izuku tries to approach the girl from earlier, Uraraka, to thank her, but another participant named Alita tells him to let her focus. Everyone at the location already looked down on Izuku, and during the exam, Izuku struggled in vain to gain points. At least until a giant 0-point robot showed up towards the end of the exam, and Uraraka was trapped in its path. Everyone else ran away, but Izuku ran towards it to save her, and for the first time, he used One for All's power and destroyed the robot. Come on guys, don't act like you wouldn't do the same if a cute girl touches you the first time you meet. But unfortunately, his body is broken after this due to the quirk's effects, and Uraraka saved him from falling again, using her power. At the end of the exams, Izuku was broken physically and mentally for not scoring any points, and he gets healed by an old hero called Recovery Girl. 1 week later, Izuku received a letter from UA with a hologram message from All Might in it. All Might reveals that he's a new teacher at UA, and Izuku passed the test due to his heroism with 60 rescue points. Izuku was in tears after hearing that he'd passed the exams. Episode 5. All Might meets with Izuku later, and after congratulating him, he tells him to picture an egg in the microwave whenever he wishes to use his ability. At Izuku's first day of school, he meets and greets Lita and Uraraka in his class. Soon, they're interrupted by their homeroom teacher, Shota Aizawa, who immediately made his students test out their powers on the PE grounds. Bakugo immediately shows off his incredible explosion abilities in a pitching test, and Aizawa announces anyone who fails the test will be expelled. Bakugo breezes through the other tests as well, and other students did well with their powers as well, except Izuku, who struggles with One for All. At the pitching test, Izuku attempts to use One for All to throw the ball, but Aizawa erases his powers and gives him a hard lecture on how he's not fit to be in the UA with his power. Izuku manages to concentrate one for all into a finger and blasts the ball away in a manner that impresses everyone. This time, only a finger was damaged and not his entire arm. Well, his girl threw a ball to infinity without stress, so let's not get too impressed. Episode 6. Bakugo angrily charges at Izuku after witnessing the quirkless kid he bullied use a quirk, but Aizawa stops him, using his trapping weapon. Recovery Girl heals Izuku's finger again later on, and he heads home after a stressful first day of school. The second day of school got even more eventful, as All Might leads combat training which involved the students of Class 1A wearing their hero costumes and fighting in pairs of heroes and villains who guard a hidden weapon. The first showdown was Team D, Tenya and Bakugo versus Team A, Izuku and Uraraka. Of course he gets partnered with this girl. At this rate, they might get married by episode 8. Bakugo attacks Izuku almost immediately, and Izuku actually fights back and slams the explosion boy to the ground. He'd been taking notes on Bakugo for years, and he audibly tells him that he's not weak and defenseless anymore. Bakugo gets enraged by this. Enjoying the video so far? Why not hit that like and subscribe button, and you'd be guaranteed tons of quality anime content. Episode 7. A bit of a flashback reveals a bit of Izuku and Bakugo's childhood, and how Bakugo treated him like an inferior, despite his heroic efforts toward his friend. The fight continues, and Izuku mimics Eraserhead with a bit of tape to stop Bakugo's attack. Uraraka reaches the room with a hidden weapon guarded by Lita and alerts Izuku. Bakugo fires a massive explosion using a grenade on his hero costume, and Izuku dodges, but it destroys the walls of the building. Imagine schools allowing hotheads to carry actual explosions on school grounds. Nerds like us would have been extinct a long time ago. All Might warns Bakugo not to use the attack again, and Bakugo proceeds to dominate Izuku in close combat. In one epic leap between the two rivals, Izuku uses One For All to smash the ceilings, which allows Uraraka to claim the hidden weapon and win for their team. Meanwhile, Bakugo's final explosion attack hit Izuku, and even while losing the battle, he won the war. And this leaves Bakugo in shock. Episode 8. Bakugo gets frustrated over the fact that he lost to Izuku, but All Might consoles him with some inspiring words. Lita was labeled the MVP of the exercise due to his composure throughout the test. In the next match, Toru and Ajiro, the villain team, lose after Todoroki freezes the building with guidance from his partner, Shoji, and claims their weapon. After the exercises were completed, Recovery Girl scolds All Might, as she had to heal Izuku from a critical injury yet again. When Izuku wakes up, he meets with Bakugo and tells him the truth, that he got his quirk from someone else. Bakugo refuses to believe this, and tells All Might that he'll become the #1 hero. With this quirk, he'd be more suited to become the #1 terrorist. But well, kids can have their dreams. Somewhere unknown, a mysterious man reads a newspaper about All Might becoming a teacher and imagines a world where the symbol of peace was killed by villains. Episode 9. After a vote at Class 1A, Izuku was elected as class representative and Yao Yorozu as deputy. Izuku worries about his ability to lead the class, but Lita reassures him and reveals that he's from the Lita hero family. He tells Izuku about his brother, the famous pro hero, Ingenium, and how he aims to be just like him. They get informed about a break-in at UA, and the students all try to flee, causing a major traffic jam at the hallway. With a bit of help from Uraraka's float power, Lita calms everyone down by revealing it's only the press. After his heroics, Izuku resigned as class rep and nominates Lita as a replacement. Of course, having a human motorcycle as a class rep is much better than having a self-destructive crybaby. Later on, All Might reminds Izuku to keep One For All powers a secret, for his safety as well as world order. Much later, the students of Class 1A arrived at the Unforeseen Simulation Joint, or USJ, for a rescue exercise, and the Hero 13 motivates them. Just then, a portal opens and a large group of villains appear. Episode 10. While the villains' leader, Tomura Shigaraki, sought All Might, Eraserhead took charge and easily defeated a bunch of villains using his eraser and capturing weapon. The villain Kurojiri appears and separates the students to different zones using his warping quirk. Izuku gets transported to an underwater shipwreck zone alongside Usui and Minoru Mineta, and the students at different time zones fight back against the villains. They sent Lita to go get help at UA. Using the combination of Mineta's sticky balls, his powers, not genitals, Usui's frog powers, and Izuku's Delaware Smash, they manage to trap the villains in their zone and escape. Episode 11. Izuku convinces his group to go get help out of the Central Plaza. Meanwhile, the students at the Landslide Zone and Mountain Zone defeat their enemies as well. 13 was soon defeated by Kurojiri, and Izuku was also defeated by a bioengineered monster called Nomu. Lita managed to escape in order to inform Yue. Shigaraki decides to retreat, but only after killing the students. Izuku broke his arm yet again while trying to protect Usui from Shigaraka's decay quirk, but the attack was stopped by the Nomu with no effect at all to its body. As Shigaraka tries to attack again, All Might makes an entrance. Episode 12. All Might reassures everyone, saves those in trouble, and began fighting the Nomu. The Nomu shock-absorbing powers made it a match for All Might's attacks, and when Kurogiri helps pin All Might, Shato and Bakugo help All Might break free. All Might and Nomu engage in an epic fist fight, and the top hero went beyond 100% of his power to blow the monster away. The students stared in awe, and All Might ordered the villains to surrender. Episode 13. The villains attack All Might again after realizing his damaged state, and Izuku jumps in to save him using One for All. Tomura uses Kurogiri's warp gate to attack Izuku with his decay, but before he could make contact, his arm was shot. Lita had arrived with the pro heroes from UA, and the hero, Snipe, shot Tomura several times as the other heroes defeated the remaining villains. The League of Villains leader managed to escape thanks to Kurogiri's warp gate. Snipe really could have ended Tomura. After this incident, UA should really consider giving every student a gun. Later on, Tomura got reassured by a mysterious voice after reporting his failure. After being treated by Recovery Girl, Izuku thanked All Might for saving them, and All Might praised the students at Class 1A for their heroic efforts, stating that one day they'd become amazing heroes. This marked the end of the first season. Remember to like and subscribe, and perhaps you could become a spectacular hero as well.